In this video, I'm going to show you how to trust yourself again, even though you failed before, and how to rebuild that self-trust, especially if you've fallen flat, made mistakes, or felt like you've let yourself down in the past. Because here's the truth. Most people try to rebuild trust with themselves by being harder on themselves after they feel that they messed up. They think, if I just push more, prove more, hustle more, talk myself down, maybe then I feel I can trust myself again. But that stuff never works. In Germany, we actually have a saying that goes something like, well, you can do it that way. It's just going to be shit. And it's a bit harsh, but it's pretty much on point because self-trust doesn't grow from punishment. It grows from presence. So if you've ever found yourself saying, I should be further by now, this shouldn't have happened to me, I can't trust myself to follow through, then this video is for you. And to make this super practical, I'm going to share 3 things with you you need to remember the next time you fall short or make a mistake, and how to use that exact moment to build trust instead of lose it. Now, I want you to imagine something. One of my biggest fall flat on my face moments with 1,800 people watching, actually. I'm standing on stage in one of the big productions of my career when I was still a performer. It was Cats on the European tour. The lights are on, the music starts. I'm about to open the show with a big solo number called The 12 Lines. If you know, you know. And within seconds, I realize I'm completely lost. I couldn't hear the music. I've lost my connection to the conductor and with that to the band. And I simply have no idea anymore where I am in that song. And I cannot, for the life of me, find my way back. And it's very clear. The audience knows, the cast on stage knows. They're actually turning around going, what the F is going on? And in the past, this would have cost me the rest of the show quality-wise. And usually 3 weeks, up to 3 months of feeling unbelievably embarrassed and ashamed, which of course had an impact on the quality of my performances. But in that moment, I knew I had a choice. Cling to the shame and ruin the rest of the show, or let it go instantly and just perform the rest of the show as intended. Because I knew if I hold on to this, I'll sabotage the rest of the performance, not just mine, but everybody else's, including the audience. So I had to reset instantly, not because I felt confident, but because I trust myself to move forward anyway. And looking back in some strange way, that has given me more confidence than anything else ever has. So, what gives me the right to teach this stuff? In 25 years on stage performing, I had my fair share of falling flat. I've had to rebuild trust more times than I care to count. And for the past 15 years, I've helped not just performers do the same, but all kinds of artists, athletes, especially footballers and executives from the business world. People at the top of their game who still doubt themselves at key moments. Because the truth is, when you are operating at that level, it's not about talent anymore. It's about trusting yourself in the moment, even after a fall. Actually, it's about trusting that that fall is part of the you getting even better. So if you're in that place right now, if you're rebuilding after a misstep, a disappointment, or a moment where you didn't show up as your best, here is what I want you to do. Number one, when you fall short, stop making it mean something about your identity. You didn't fail because you're broken as a human. You failed because you most likely tried something bold. That's brave. Or you just tried something new. Me taking my eyes off the conductor was bold and a little stupid, I give you that, after I had just come back to the show after 6 years and only played it 4 times. But for the future, I made sure to know exactly where I needed a connection with the conductor and where I could trust myself to run free. Number two, so number one is don't make it mean anything about your identity. Then number two, you don't rebuild trust by being perfect. You rebuild it by staying present. This is so super important. Trust isn't a destination, it's a decision. In each moment, you get to decide, am I going to stay in this loop of my mistake, of shame, and punishing myself by telling me how stupid I've been? Or am I going to move forward anyway and stay present on what is right now and not what was 10 seconds ago? That is the biggest game changer. So please go back in this video and listen to this part again. And that's exactly what I did after that moment on stage. Mistakes do happen. What you do with it or what you do after is what makes the difference. And then number three, and before I get into this, guys, if you find this helpful, please consider giving me a like and a subscribe. My channel is still very small and it would mean the world to me while I'm building it up. So thank you for that. And back to number three. You build more trust by noticing what you did do well. I see so many of my clients doing extraordinary jobs, outstanding, really. And more often than not, they come back telling me about this one major thing that they have effed up. And they completely dismiss how incredible the rest was. I always say, we do 9 things right and 1 thing wrong, and yet all we focus on is that one mistake. I get it, and part of that is hardwired into us. However, it's not helpful. So here's the takeaway. You don't rebuild trust by hustling your way there. You rebuild trust by shifting your relationship to failure, your relationship to yourself in that moment, to the story you're telling yourself about what that mistake means. And you can start doing that right now. So if you mess up or have messed up in the past, I invite you to ask yourself, what meaning do I give this? Is that meaning helpful? And what meaning would I like to give it? And yes, the monkeys might start screaming in your head, that's all bullshit, and I'm just lying to myself, etc., etc. But in my books, you are lying to yourself if you ignore how brilliant you are in order to blow one mistake completely out of proportion. So I do hope this is helpful. If you want to go deeper, if you want tools, insights, and support to rebuild self-trust and expand into your next level, head over to my website and sign up for my emails. Once you do that, I will send you a 20-minute class on how to stop sabotaging your success and happiness. And of course, we'll follow up with tools, insights, and support to rebuild self-trust and expand into your next level. And of course, I will put the link to my website below in the notes. And now, let's look at the other videos on self-sabotage, because this isn't just about feeling better. It's about finally having your success feel like it's yours. And those videos should be popping up right here about now. And remember, you're not here to become someone else. You're here to trust yourself enough to become more of who you already are.